This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobukijake.
Hey.
And we're here to show you what I got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Poor guy.
But we're going to do things a little bit differently this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab something. I'm going to bring it here. And then we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to go put it up. He'll talk more on a related subject. When I come back, I'll bring another one. And etc. and etc.
Okay.
I'm going to stay in the format of, for now, of 2 video games, 2 movies, 2 TV series, or parts of a series, depending, 2 anime movies, and 2 anime series. I may run out of the anime movies eventually.
The anime movies.
Yeah, because that's probably my smallest of the group. So I might eventually just go straight into series. Now, I don't seem to have a lack of anime series to throw out there. But we're going to go on ahead. So entertain them.
All right. Are you being entertained? All right. You got a video game, you said?
Yep, actually, I got 2.
All right.
And I'm going to bring them both because I know that you can talk about them as we go.
Sounds like fun.
So we're going to start with something classic.
All right.
Which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. Now, I have been playing on this one a little bit off and on.
Yeah.
I love how this teeny disc is all you need for what you get.
It's a weird looking disc.
So what you get for this is on Nintendo Switch is the Turtles, the original Turtles arcade game.
Nice.
I know you know what I'm talking about. Turtles in Time, the arcade game.
Okay.
All of the Nintendo, the 3 Nintendo Turtles games. The Turtles in Time Super Nintendo game.
Okay.
The Hyperstone Heist Genesis game.
Okay.
And the fighting game on SNES, Genesis, and Nintendo. And then finally, the Game Boy games. All that on here.
I feel like I should know about the fighting game, but it's drawing a blank on that one.
So, you know, it's kind of cool that you can do that. And again, it's amazing technology. That's something that required a large arcade machine to function. For one of those is on this little disc now. And I played it, and it looks good. It runs good. With the update, you don't have as much screen flicker. The NES game is just as frustrating as it's always been.
Huh.
But it's still pretty fun. I liked these games. And yes, getting a couple friends together to just put some arcade coins out and just kick butt together. I couldn't get 4, but I could get usually 2 to 3 at it, and we would just do that. It would be that one, the Simpsons one, and the X-Men. We were all over those.
Oh yeah.
I know you probably were as well, at least.
Maybe not the Simpsons as much, but I definitely loved the X-Men and the Ninja Turtles. They were good times.
Excellent beat-em-ups, excellent arcade action.
Right.
I might just leave these 2 as my picture there.
Sounds like playing.
So the other one here, I haven't opened yet, but I have beaten it because it was it was on Game Pass, so you know I played it all the way through, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Ah.
Now, this one is a bigger game, but it's made in the it's made basically in the same way as as the arcade games. This is made by the same people who made the Scott Pilgrim fighting game. I think you played that, didn't you?
I've played the Scott Pilgrim game, yeah.
And there's a lot of similarities in it. I mean, you gain some levels, you get a little bit more powerful. You have the Foot Clan people kind of just hanging around and lazing up. It's pretty hefty considering there probably is a manual or something in there with it.
That looks fun.
Unlike the original arcade games, in this one, not only do you play the Turtles, you can play as April, you can play as Splinter, and if you beat it the first time around, you get to play as Casey Jones, which is pretty cool. I liked playing as Casey. That's my reason for going back around. And it's kind of cool with April because you get to hit people with the microphone stand, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So, in general, it's a really fun game. I would recommend it. So, talk about if you've played any of those, talk about your experience.
You know, I originally thought I'd played Shredder's Revenge, but no, I don't think I had, unless you showed it to me.
We played it very briefly.
Okay. It looks fun, definitely. And I did play the Scott Pilgrim beat 'em up. That was that was fun times. I know Scott Pilgrim's not everyone's favorite, but it's a fun setup there.
Dane's favorite character of all
Oh
time.
yeah, absolutely.
So, I spent a lot of time on this. Not as much as I did for Kung Fu. People might say, it's like, man, you got like a three-hit first impressions and nothing again. That's because right now I'm watching Lost in Space. They're hour-long episodes for Lost in freaking Space.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah. But one that took me some time and got me kind of sick of Kiss music was the Kissology.
Okay.
Volume 1 here, which has a lot of cool stuff on it for those who are fans of Kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Kiss. It's got an audio CD on it as well.
Yeah.
Then there's the second one, which is beat up all to heck, but does work. Which is sad, because the second volume is what I got this for. They're all out of print, unfortunately, but, you know, for the Kiss fan, it has a ton of concerts.
Right.
And this one is the big one, because I'm trying to collect all of the movies we watched for Inside Movies Galore.
Yeah.
And this one has one of those on it.
Really?
Yes. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park, or an Attack of the Phantoms.
Okay.
A 1979 movie, so it happened on my birth year. And we did talk about it. It was Katie's pick back in the day.
Before my time, I think.
Yep, before your time with us. I liked it better the second time around, I admit. But seeing it is why I have not covered this. Plus, I really don't feel like I can do a first impressions cover of all of this music that has been going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, then of course the Kissology Volume 3. I went ahead and got all three because there's something about, I mean, you understand, right?
Yeah.
Collecting just a Volume 2 is kind of silly for me. It would just feel odd for me.
Alright, and these are all, let's see here.
You got interviews, you got mostly.
By date. Okay, so how far does this one go?
It goes up to 2000.
Oh, okay.
Where you get to see the last Kiss Continental Airlines Arena, East Rutherford, New Jersey, June 27th, 2000. It goes all the way back to 1974.
Huh.
So if you have a lot of Kiss stuff that you like, you go with that. In fact, I'll have you show that off in the...
Okay.
Actually, yeah, that way we'll keep them guessing what your birthday gift is.
Okay.
Alright, that's one. So let's get
They don't have a volume 4.
Yeah, they could.
That lovely video that they did with Memorial Clover Z. That
Let's see.
was good times.
What is a good one I can pick from?
That is a good question.
Alright.
Is Kiss Save Santa on here?
I admit, I'm not a big Kiss fan.
Right.
I mean, they've got some okay stuff, but I'm a little bit more familiar now. But
Well, I should imagine so.
if there was a Queen set like that, I would go for it.
I know.
So
That's pretty cool.
this one's an interesting one. Buster Keaton, The Shorts Collection, 1917 to 1923, a 5-disc set from Kino.
Yeah.
I got this on one of the sales for like $10, which was not
Nice.
bad. It's kind of cool having a Buster Keaton collection because Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, I mean, yes, they had some movies, but the majority of their stuff in their early career was shorts.
Right.
So having a lot of their shorts on there is really good. And they also had some Fatty Arbuckle stuff on here too, which is really cool because I don't think I have any Fatty Arbuckle stuff. So we've got Butcher Boy, The Rough House, His Wedding Night, Oh Doctor, Coney Island, Out West, Bellboy, Moonshine, Goodnight Nurse, The Cook, Backstage, The Hayseed, The Garage, and then, of course, the Buster Keaton solo stuff. The High Sign, 1 Week, Convict 13, The Scarecrow, Neighbors, The Haunted House, Hard Luck, The Goat, The Playhouse, The Boat, The Pale Face, Cops, My Wife's Relations, The Blacksmith, The Frozen North, Daydreams, The Electric House, Balloontastic, and The Love
Balloonatic.
Nest. Oh, Balloontastic sounds better.
Balloon.
And we have some special features, which Kino doesn't really do a lot of usually.
Every now and then.
Yeah, but-
A set like this, I'll have some.
You have like a 24-page booklet. You have the Blacksmith newly rediscovered alternate version of the 1922 comedy with 4 minutes of unreleased stuff. Coney Island alternate ending. My Wife's Relations alternate ending. Introduction by film preservationist Sergei Bromberg, 6 minutes. And then Life with Buster Keaton, the 1951 excerpt. Keaton reenacts Roscoe Arbuckle's salami dance, and performed in The Cook. Sounds fun. I have not watched a lot of Buster Keaton. I think the only Buster Keaton one I've ever watched is the one where he is falling off of the thing with the clock. That was him, right? Yeah, that was him.
The clock?
Safety first. Safety
No,
First.
that was Harold Lloyd.
Hey, what? So I don't think I've watched
No,
any
Buster Keaton.
Sherlock Jr.?
Sherlock Jr.
Okay, I watched that one.
Our Hospitality, The General. I've seen all of those. He is one that, and this surprises me. It surprises me that Criterion has really been dragging their feet on Buster Keaton. They've got, I think, 1, maybe 2 of his feature films and not many of the shorts. In fact, I just looked up Criterion to see if they've announced their May releases, and they have. There's no Buster Keaton to be had there.
And no American Factor either.
No, but they are releasing Thelma and Louise finally. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Let's see here. I'm looking. Keep me going.
Is that a, what's that one got on it? Anything good? I don't know. Maybe good stuff. Some good stuff.
TV
But,
series
Uh-huh.
called The Awesomes.
Okay.
With Seth Meyers and Mike Schumacher.
Okay.
So, looks interesting. I got this really cheaply. I think it was about $5. The Awesomes is an animated show for adults that combines the thrills of comic book storytelling with the irrelevant comedy of the co-creators Seth Meyers and Mike Schumacher.
Yeah, there are some who would call him irrelevant, but
Showcasing the voice talents of current and past SNL stars, including Ike Barnholtz, Bobby Lee, Taron Killam, Paul Lepel, Emily Spivey,
Spivey, yeah, I guess.
Kenan Thompson, Bill Hader, Amy Poehler, Maya Rudolph, Fred Armisen, Kate McKinnon, and Andy Samberg. 30 episodes.
That's something.
So, all 3 seasons. So it did go for a little while. Looks interesting. I don't know. It kind of looks like Drawn Together almost.
A little bit. With that group of people, it could be.
Maybe it's the same thing. It's very, very possible. I liked Drawn Together when it came out, but I don't know. Drawn Together is something that could not exist in today's environment.
It would have difficulty, that's for sure.
But the early 2000s was a time.
It was a time.
You know, I mean, let's see. This one, I mean, we didn't really start getting into the point where we started to get out of it around the time this started airing, really, because 2013 was when it started airing. Because around that time, the mid 2010s is when everything was very offensive, and we needed to make sure that everything we made was very tested to make sure that no one would be hurt by it. Whereas in the early 2000s, they went the opposite way of what can we do to offend as many people as humanly possible. Matter of fact, the times we're living in now are opposite of what they were back in those days.
Let's see. Well, you guys were watching South Park earlier. When did that start? Around 90...
Late 90s, yeah.
What was it, 98, 97, something like that?
Yeah, because I was just getting out of high school at the time.
And, well, if there was ever an equal opportunity offender, it would definitely be the...
How that continues, I do not know. Because, people are like... I'm sure there are people who are offended by it and would love to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah, well, that's been the case since it aired.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that, but,
I think I'll finish this series off because we've talked about Season 1 and Season 2. Let's talk about Season 3.
Okay.
Of One Hit Die.
Okay.
The Devouring Dungeon.
Yeah.
Eventually, when we finally get to starting that series, that will happen, and it will happen, we're going to cover this as one of the entries.
Cool.
And it's going to be fun. Again, this is by our some of our favorite people.
Okay.
Who come in there. They call themselves Dead West Productions, but I feel like there is if I remember correctly, they had a connection to Zombie Orpheus, yeah. I want to say Orifice.
That's what I thought it was when you first told me about it.
But, it looks fun. I really want to see this. I mean, I've got all 3. Let me show what I got here. Because I've got all 3 of them sitting here.
Yeah.
I mean... I know you like this stuff too, I'm sure.
It looks like it would be amusing, yes.
I mean, you got this for Season 2. And of course, Season 1, with the entire series, if you want to get strange about that. But, I mean, this one was a little bit shorter. And this one is the only one that is totally out of print.
Of course.
But you can get it off of their website, the first 2 seasons. And, of course, you can get it to stream if you want. I'm not a fan
Of
streaming.
I was going to say, you were just talking about how much you like the series.
I know Jake's a fan of streaming.
Yeah. Well, it has its place. I'm not a fan of things only streaming. That kind of pisses me off. But, you know.
So let's talk about an anime.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, this anime is not appropriate. And I've talked about it a little bit before, but I crafted an actual cover for this.
Yeah.
Which is The Mouse and His Child.
Okay.
Kind of a cool thing there.
Yeah.
This is not released on anything but video cassette. And this is the video cassette box art right here on the back. And this is the disc, which was sold on eBay back in the day. Because it's really hard to find a good quality version of this.
Right.
This is an American and Japanese production. It's very trippy. I watched this as a child.
Right.
And the VHS was 1991, but I know that this came out way before that. And this is about this, like, it's sort of like Toy Story in a lot of ways. Because it's about, like, this toy stop, and all the toys come to life when, of course, the people leave. And that's not a new thing. They've been doing that for ages. And there's a Raggedy Ann and Andy one I need to get a hold of, too, that was really creepy like that. And, of course, there's this little mouse and his child, and they're like a lined-up thing. Like, you know, he picks up the mouse, and he moves the mouse up and down, and they walk like that. And this one has a lot of interesting parts to it about the various rats and so on, and their journey to find kind of a meaning to life. It's quite interesting, and it tells me that children's films back in the day when I was a kid were trippy as heck. I don't think you've probably never seen that.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
I mean, can you think of any trippy cartoons that you saw when you were a kid?
Hard to say. I didn't really do trippy when I was a kid. Nothing really rings a bell right away. Definitely saw some stuff that, going back with the lens of adulthood, you're kind of like, holy shit, what was that about?
So I'm trying to get a complete steelbook collection of a certain director, and they haven't released all of his works on steelbooks, but they've released some of them. And one of those works was Perfect Blue, and then they released Paranoia Agent, and they've released Millennium Actress on steelbook.
Nice.
Now, it's my hope that Paprika and, the one about the bums on the New Year.
Tokyo Godfathers?
Yeah, I'm hoping that those also get steelbook releases as well.
Right.
That would be awesome, because those two I still have on DVD.
Right.
And I think that would be all of them, wasn't it?
You said Perfect Blue, you said Paprika, you said...
Am I missing any?
My brain is running behind the times here.
Because you had Perfect...
There were 4 main ones, yes.
Yeah,
and then
the
Paranoia Agent for the series.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just need to get those 2, and I'll have a complete Satoshi Kon steelbook set.
Nice.
But they haven't come out with a steelbook release of those 2. Hurry. and make my steelbook collection complete. It would be kind of cool to have a Satoshi Kon like steelbook collection.
It would be.
And it has a 16-page booklet. I think you have this version, don't you?
I believe I did get the steelbook, yes.
Because I think you presented it on this
Yes.
show. And I eventually did too. They had reduced it to $10 before trying to make it out of print.
Not
And I was
bad.
like, yes, I want this.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have a ton of special features, like interviews with producers and the voice talent. All right, done.
For an anime, that's decent.
A pretty cool anime movie. Slightly. Well, I mean, this one was what? It was about, like, this actress talking about, like, a lot of her past roles and stuff like that to a
More
reporter.
or less. A reclusive actress who had been a part of stage and screen for many years, being interviewed by someone who is a huge fan and someone who barely knows who she is. And it was quite interesting, yes.
Let me check that and see if it is still on. But regale us about your thoughts on Millennium Actress.
In addition to that,
Yeah, do you like it?
oh yeah, it's a wonderful film. All of Khan's films are excellent, and Millennium Actress, I mean, Perfect Blue is my favorite, but I think Millennium Actress is
Right in there?
probably about on par with Tokyo Godfathers for me. They're both excellent films. Really, I have not seen anything by Satoshi Kon that I was not impressed by. So,
Well,
just too bad he didn't live longer.
I guess I'm going to get back into this. Because I've got two more of these, so I'll go ahead and show off one of them, which
Oh, your
is
favorite.
One Piece, Volume 29, which has in it, let's see here, episodes 694 to 719. So I haven't quite hit the 1,000 mark on this side of the ocean yet for the physical, but it has, definitely.
Wait, where is it? Story-wise?
I'm not sure. Battleship in the bird cage rages on and the scattered targets face their fate. Luffy and Law reach the top of the royal palace to take on Don Flamingo, where he reveals his true identity. I guess I need to get back into watching it. I petered out around like 300 or so. I don't really like this format. I think that they don't need the DVDs and Blu-ray on this. And if you're going to collect this series, have you started collecting One Piece?
I started collecting it. Haven't started watching it.
I'm guessing it's in this type of format,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Because this is the bigger format. Whereas, like, with Fairy Tail, I got
I'm
the
not doing
smaller
the
ones.
individual voyages. Screw that shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can either collect it like this, or you could collect it in, like, the halvesies format, which is, like, 12 episodes. And this is, like, around the 24, 26 episode marks. So, you know, I mean, I just don't like the thicker format, because they used to be thinner when it was just DVDs. You know what I'm saying. And when we've already got, like, okay, 30 volumes out now. 31 is coming. And you know how it is when you've got like 50 volumes or more of something. Let's see here. One more time. Pick a letter.
What's that?
Pick a letter from the alphabet.
L.
L. Okay. I will make sure not to pull from that.
Huh.
That's N. M. N. K. Scurried around L there. Well, I do have some L.
Alright.
One that I think is a cool thing. I think I talked about Lupin last time. But we're going to talk about him again. Because we have Lupin the Third, Part 6 out. You know, it's kind of funny. For
Is
the
that
longest...
the full volume?
Yep, 25 episodes.
Huh.
You know, it's kind of weird. We were talking about Lupin a while back. It wasn't that long ago. I was talking about Lupin, and it was just like we had the first season and the 4th season out, and then they released the 3rd season, but never the individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear a phone too. That's not yours, is it?
Shouldn't be.
Not mine. But now we're pretty well caught up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Part 7 is starting to go in Japan, but you know, that's pretty cool. I mean, I've got all of the Lupin series, and they keep releasing them pretty quickly. Sentai is doing a good job. This one. This is actually a Sentai set. So that might be good for you, because you could probably get it cheap later on.
Good chance.
But, you know me, I have to get them when they come out, because some of these things go out of print quickly. I admit I have not been upgrading as you know, from the DVD to the Blu-ray sets. That first and final haul, they're just freaking awesome. But we've got one more thing.
Uno más.
Because somebody has a birthday coming up.
Woohoo!
So, we'll do
I wonder who.
the birthday jingle.
I just called because I have to say, happy birthday on your birthday day! Happy birthday on your birthday day! And there's a special delivery coming right your way. Your favorite.
The birthday jingle. You got Mr. Jingles here? Where Mr. Jingles at?
So I've been given a lot of anime,
Alright.
but this week, there's only one more week to go. And then
Yeah.
your birthday celebration ends.
Woo!
At least on this channel.
Oh, whatever.
On this channel it ends, anyway.
Right.
So this time, we're going to be talking about Sam Kinison,
Oh.
the definitive comedy collection.
Okay.
Now, I admit, this one is kind of the cheapish one, because this one belonged to my father, and I did keep the documentary my father loved so much.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have pretty much all of his stand-ups, including an audio recording of his very last comedy show before he died. Some of these are mislabeled.
Naturally.
So it's got the cover art and everything, and then you realize, wait, that's not the one I'm watching. But it has a bunch of documentaries, and it has a lot of cool stuff. So I figure, hey, there's a lot worse than to add some stand-up to your collection.
Yeah.
So happy birthday. You get to
Okay.
take that home next week, along with all of your other glorious prizes,
Alright.
as we go over the birthday.
That's a kind of
One
a
last
solid set.
It's a cool set. I don't like that they use sleeves, but you know, I don't plan to take those out more than one time when I did. And I have watched the whole thing, so they all work. That's how I know that some of them are labeled incorrectly.
Yeah.
But they all work. They're all there.
Okay.
And in a kind of way, it makes it more collectible that way.
Could be.
But with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.